Hey everybody, it's Connor, and okay, now I am convinced that Sam Altman is coming back to OpenAI, and it's not just the news reports, which I'll get to in a second. Right now, it's about 8:30 a.m. On Sunday morning, but all this began late last night, and that is when Sam Altman sent up the bat signal, people. Like his tweet that went out that I saw around just before midnight. It was actually around 11:45 p.m. Eastern time, and it said in all lowercase, as he writes, "I love the OpenAI team so much." No exclamation points or anything like that. But here's the thing, within minutes of that, my timeline is flooded with all these OpenAI employees, dozens and dozens, all reposting it with a heart, with heart hands, with "we love you so much too," et cetera, et cetera. Obviously, this was utterly coordinated. And I'll tell you that from somebody who just really hopes that we are getting the band back together here at OpenAI, this sent me to bed happy. But let's get to the news reports. So this morning, the information, which is phenomenal media, reported this, that Chief Strategy Officer Jason Quan sent a memo to his employees. And let me read that to you. Or this is actually quoting from the information, I should say. But this is the quote from Jason Quan. "We are still working toward a resolution and we remain optimistic." He says, by resolution, we mean bringing back Sam, Greg, and then he names some of the other scientists and others that left, high-profile people. He names those people and then says, "and other colleagues," and then in parentheses, "sorry if I missed you," which is hilarious. And remaining the place, OpenAI, where people who want to work on AGI research, safety, products, and policy can do their best work, right? So that went out. Now, a couple of things here. The 4-person board that did this, led by Ilya Sutskever, has been totally silent. Now, here's what's so weird about all this. When a board of directors of a major tech company makes a decision, that tends to be the final decision. So why is the chief strategy officer, who probably nobody of us anyway, lay people know, why is this person making an announcement? Well, here's the reason. It can't come from Mira Murati, who's the other ranking person. If you ever see sort of like the group of kind of like people who really started OpenAI, it was Greg Brockman, it was Ilya, it was Sam Altman, and it was Mira Murati sitting there. She's the CTO, but more importantly, she's now the acting CEO. And more importantly, even though she is by far the highest ranking individual at OpenAI right now, she knew about this apparently on Thursday night, probably 12 hours before even Sam Altman and Greg Brockman knew about this. So clearly she could not make that announcement. So what does this mean that it's coming from the chief strategy officer? Well, it can only mean one thing, and that's that OpenAI's talent, its people, they have all risen up and have sort of made it very, very clear. And we saw like little patches of this early on, that OpenAI could not continue without Sam and Greg. And here's the thing, folks. This isn't just like a labor protest where people walk out and you get, scabs and there's a union fight and it's all that kind of stuff. This talent at OpenAI would be essentially impossible to replace. But here's the really important part about that. This is not like OpenAI would suddenly crumble. In fact, it probably wouldn't even impact OpenAI in the short term. They'd still have all their phenomenal features. It would still be leading the pack. But it would mean everything for the future of what this company was able to do. And as you know, if you study anything about business, the value of an investment is the value of the future of that investment. That is how stock prices are established, right? And that means that the investors, clearly Microsoft, Thrive, Sequoia, and others, were putting mega pressure on the OpenAI board that made the decision, which I remind you was 4 individuals: Ilya Sutskever, Adam D'Angelo, Tasha McCauley, and Helen Toner out of Georgetown. 3 of whom basically had nothing to do with OpenAI. I mean, like, clearly they were on the board and they're brilliant individuals in their own right, but they were independent board member. So basically it was the whole planet and the money against those 3. So to understand why even those people even had that kind of crazy power in the first place, I made a YouTube video just about this, just previously, about this bizarre fact that OpenAI is actually a 501c3, which is essentially when, again, like your nephew is trying to make like a toy drive for your town or something like that. He makes a 501c3. Same thing. OpenAI had that. That gave them incredible power and flexibility. Here's the thing. It seems absolutely certain that there is absolutely no way that the board can remain in place. My big question is what happens to Suskever? Does he walk out? Because he was standing on principle. And by the way, I don't think anybody's arguing that principle. I think they're arguing how he carried that out. Can Mira Murati survive this? My guess is yes, because she has been so quiet on this, and she was appointed CEO. But she's a phenomenal CTO, and by all accounts, was very close with Sam and Greg and everybody else. So I think, and I really hope that she stays with this. But the board, there's almost no way. But guys, let's get back to the Hallmark movie moment and conclude with this. I am obsessed with it. The fact that late last night, there's dozens of employees at Sam Altman's house, people coming to support him, strategize, all that kind of stuff, beg him to return, which is hilarious because he's not even the one that chose to leave. He was fired. And then that moment of Sam Altman throws up the bat signal. There's a giant love fest, and it gives the world this hope that we can bring an end to this nightmare. I'm guessing this happens soon. I'm guessing we all get a pre-Thanksgiving miracle. Let's find out together.